campaign, etc. I know this is drama, but I wanted to make people and well-meaning streamers who I like aware, like Mike from PA and others. Right-wing streamer radicalization. Step 1, go to Hasan's house. Step 2, get divorced. Step 3, watch Asmongold once. No, it's... I promise you two things. One, if there wasn't such a fucking high density of hogs that were looking for hog content, right-wing content. What the fuck's going on my camera today?
So what is
if
hog?
there wasn't such a high density of hogs that were like literally looking desperately for some kind of hog content on Twitch, which led to a massive amount of people gravitating towards Asmongold and Asmongold getting like fucking 50K every day doing right-wing commentary, none of these motherfuckers would do this, okay? They just wouldn't. That's it. For a lot of people, it's not like a genuinely held perspective. For many of them, they just don't care. It comes from a place of like, I don't really give a shit. I don't really necessarily.
Okay, here's a crazy thing. People voted for Trump. Okay, bro. Regardless of what we were saying. Okay, look at the amount of votes. Imagine saying the general population feels this way. But then the general population votes a different way. And you're like, well, I think you're just wrong. I mean, what are we talking about here? I'm confused. You cannot say the general population doesn't like this. And then the general population votes for somebody to be in office that holds those views. So who are you talking to? Like, who is the general population? Is it the residents of California? Is it the big cities online personalities? Is it people that are on Facebook? Is it the Twitter Andes? No. Stop saying the general population. That's just what it is.
Really give a shit about politics, but I see that this is like getting clout. And the example, the perfect example I can give you is when the most prominent voice of politics on the platform before this last round was myself. Back then, did you think that...
Devil's advocate, most California didn't vote because they knew California was going to go blue. These arguments go both ways, so it cancels out. And these arguments are factored into how the voting works, like voter suppression or whatever, right? It's not, it's like saying people didn't cheer for Kendrick at the halftime show because it's X, Y, Z. Okay, then why did they cheer last year? Why did they cheer the year before? Why did they cheer the year before? Why have they been cheering for 40 years? But when it's Kendrick, they didn't cheer. What was the difference? Well, because I mean, true, but wouldn't that apply in the other years too? So why didn't it apply the year before then?
Every single streamer was hyper woke. I mean, there are plenty of streamers who were, but there were a lot of streamers who didn't necessarily give a shit, but basically played ball with that kind of politics. I think a lot of people in this community, because we're so intentional and so hyper aware of politics, assume that content creators in their fucking communities of rather apolitical people don't just like swing in every direction simply because, you know, that gains them more prominence. Okay? That is it. I disagree. I think holding the view that is the more popular does give you the more popularity. I think another little hint of projection. If you hold leftist views in areas that are very outrage heavy and leftist, you get a lot of notoriety and you get a lot of appraisal. And his takes are extremely popular and are always in the center of what public opinion likes. And he speaks loudly about what people like, and he's just gonna get his public opinion. So explain how that doesn't apply to him?